So hi, my name is Jaewook. In Korean, it's Jaewook. I attended KSA from 2012 to 2015. So 1학번, so it's like 10 years ago since I first attended KSA. After I graduated from KSA, I attended Seoul National University for one semester. I majored in biological sciences. And then after a semester, I left for Columbia University in New York City, where I majored in biochemistry and I also minored in physics. And after that, I worked at Columbia University in one of the labs, one of my undergrad labs, for another year. And I returned to Korea to serve for the military, the Korean military, and I was in the Army band, so that was kind of interesting. And then after completing my military service, it's been 5 months since I've completed my military service. I'll be leaving for Harvard University this August, where I'll be I'll be studying chemistry or biochemistry as part of a PhD program. So nice to meet you guys.
So how was your school life in the States compared to what you had here in KSA? And do you have any long-lasting memories?
Long-lasting memories, a lot. So while at KSA, I don't think I've mentioned here previously, but I studied a lot. So first semester I studied I was 100% concentrated on studying. So I studied all the time, I didn't meet any friends. I was like that antisocial kid who studies all the time, right? So that semester I got a perfect GPA, 4.3, got straight A pluses. So that I remember. And also I spent a lot of time in Dr. Jung-hoon An's lab doing research, learning how to do experiments, especially biology experiments. And biology experiments take a lot of time, right? Yes. What I remember was it was during a summer break, and we had to do Western blot, and we began I think around 8 p.m. So that means that we had to stay up all night to complete the experiment. And although it was tiring and it was challenging for high school students, but in the end I think those memories are what made me as of today, right? So I remember, so it was a very fun, it was hard, but so those moments that I remember, but for me, are great memories. I mean, yeah, it was a great time. I had a great time with Dr. Jung-hoon An and all the friends whom I've conducted research with. So,
so as a student who's attending KSA, which also includes internationals in our batch, I get the feeling that some of the policies aren't international friendly. And as an international student in Columbia University. So how do you feel about the policies towards you?
Like when I was in the United States?
Yes.
So there are no policies that discriminate against people like me, but it's just a feeling that you're unique. I mean, there are a lot of international students at Columbia, but it's the fact that I come from Korea. I lived here for my whole life. I grew up in a different culture. I use different languages, and therefore, when I went to the States, although I could communicate with them, I could communicate well with them, but it wasn't like a sincere communication, you know what I mean, right? So we could talk about the weather, today's homework, assignments, but a deeper connection was missing, I thought, well, in the beginning. So I think KSA, when I was a student here, I don't think that, I don't know, maybe I was too busy with my own life that I've never had the chance to think about that, but now that I've lived in the States for 5 years, I can feel their pain, you know what I mean, right? So their pain as in they are studying far away from their home country, they are using a different language, and also at KSA because they're courses that are only held in Korean while their courses held in English, so is it the same now? We had different classes for international students? Yes, so in that sense, there might, because I've also been an international student, if that's the case, I think there could have been, there are barriers for international students to interact and, mix with the domestic students here at KSA. But, I mean, things can improve all the time, right? So I think KSA, with your initiative, can develop, friendly policies that that are concentrated towards inclusion, towards diversity, so yeah, I think that's a problem that exists everywhere. I mean, all international students, in any country would experience the same feeling, but at KSA with your initiative and people like you, I think that problem is not like an intractable problem. It can be a problem that can be improved and can be solved in some way. And while at Columbia, it was pretty similar, right? So because I had to I had this, I don't know why, but because I was an international student, I thought I had to do better than the others to be considered on an equal level, right? On an equal level. So I studied a lot as well, but I also conducted a lot of research, but I tried to explore a lot of subjects. So I remember like taking a lot of subjects from different areas, like physics, sometimes statistics, and even computer science. So those are the moments that I remember. And I liked, like on Fridays when I had an art homework, so one of my art homework was to write an essay about a piece that of my choice at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So it was like 6 p.m. I like had dinner and then I took the bus to the museum and I sat there for like 2 hours looking at a piece and like try to think about like how should I write an essay about, like how can I write an essay about this piece? Those are the memorable moments because it was beautiful, like 9 p.m. after the museum closed, like when I was taking a walk, it was just beautiful. It was New York City. New York City nights are beautiful. Those are the moments that I think like I remember up until now. Yeah.
So I heard you were fond of baseball a lot. And what team did you?
This is embarrassing. I like the LG Twins. The Twins couldn't make the playoffs for 10 years, and 2013 was the first year they have made the playoffs since I think 11 years. It took them 11 years to make the playoffs. So when I was studying during study hall, like 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. I believe it was. I rarely studied. I actually watched baseball all the time with the laptop here, and then I would study, and then I would watch baseball all the time. So yeah, so I remember. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was something that I could concentrate outside of something academic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So although it was stressful, watching LG Twins play is very, very stressful, as everyone knows. But at least they're playing well now. So international students, because I've also been an international student when I was at Columbia, I know I can relate to how you guys feel. So although it's hard, it's very hard, but like you came to KSA for a reason, with a goal, with an aspiration, right? So that means although it's hard, although it might not be easy, it's hard all the time. I hope you guys can take with you guys just one thing that you've tried put in your maximum effort in. For example, for me, that was both studying and research. I think I previously mentioned during my first semester, I completely concentrated on studying, and hence I got a 4.3 perfect GPA. So although it's a long time ago, I can relate that moment as, oh, I have studied all the time. I have put in all my effort into studying, so that's that. Also, I've put in a lot of effort into research. So with Dr. Jung-Hoon An, we've worked 2 years, 2 and even more years, right, together. And I've conducted a lot of research with Dr. Jung-Hoon An, which culminated in actually 3 publications. So although now my career has, it's going, my career, it's going to begin as of now, right? Because I'm a PhD student, I still remember those days when I've invested truly my whole effort into research. So I think although life in a foreign land and life at KSA is not easy, right? But I hope you guys can take just one thing with you guys that you guys have put in maximum effort into. So 화이팅! So this is a bit Korean, but 화이팅!
화이팅!